Hello, Jeremy. This is Jeremy
Hi.
from La Peira, and Jeremy, it's exceptionally warm here. We're in the just coming up to the end of May.
Yes.
How has the season been so far?
So we are in the first hot days, really hot days of the season, for 3-4 days. Till now, it has been quite humid and raining, so which is quite unusual, and which is very good for the vineyard.
Good.
So we are very happy about that.
Good.
Comparing to many wine regions that here don't have a lot of rain. We are in advance of more or less 10 days, 2 weeks, because usually the flowering is happening in 1 week. And here you can see the flowering has already happened.
Okay. Yeah.
And we can see those very small berries which are starting to appear.
Fabulous. And what are these vines?
These vines are Syrah, which have been planted for 2 years.
Okay.
So they will not produce this year, but in a few years they will produce, and maybe one day they will enter into La Peira.
Excellent.
That's my wishes.
Excellent. Okay. Very good. And so what size is this plot here?
Well, this plot here is 0.5 hectares. The main Syrah you can see over there, which is the Syrah which is used for La Peira.
This is over the far vineyards over
Yes.
there. Yeah.
It's 1 hectare 30, and here so we are on the lieu-dit, le Bois de Polio,
Okay.
so next to the Shea, and in this direction, 200 meters after that you can see the vines, there is another block of plots which is called Bellefeuille, where is made mostly the Aubrier and La Syrah.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Here it's mostly a terroir for La Peira.
Okay, okay. And see that is this soil quite distinctive now of La Peira and indeed the region?
Here we can have a look over there on the soil which has been worked for 1 day.
Okay.
So you can really see the stone and so long. On Bellefeuille we have soil which is quite similar to here, but it has a bit more clay and a bit less stone.
Okay.
So it's a bit richer.
I mean,
slightly.
this is very stony.
Yeah, this is very stony. Also, I mean, Bellefeuille is looking very similar, but when you are used to it, you can realize that there is a bit less stone and a bit more soil.
Okay.
More.
Well, one of the first things I noticed now coming in the car there was the redness of the soil.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's due to the fer, the iron in the soil.
Yeah.
The soil.
Okay.
And here you have a mix of stones, which comes from different origins, because they have been brought by the river Hérault
Okay.
from different places, so stones from different origins.
Yes. Okay.
You have calc, which is chalk, real chalk. You have chalk which is calcaire Jurassic, much more harder,
Yes.
like these mountains over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Just the surrounding area here. Yeah. It's beautiful.
And also here the mountains are interesting. So it's the Piedmont of the Larzac plateau,
Okay.
and starting from these mountains you have not much. You have only nature after this, and we have usually always wind coming from these mountains, coming down. This wind is dry and cool, so that helps to make the area not too hot.
Yes. Yes. Just
And-
mediate the temperatures all the way through.
Yeah, and for the disease, because it's dry, it makes that we have less disease in
Yes.
the vineyard.
Yes. Now I'm looking here. These are clearly older vines here. We've walked a
Yes.
fairly short distance here.
So
And these-
here you can see we have
the rootstocks looks much more.
removed the branches which were not necessary for the production.
Yeah.
So here we have, you see on this
So you've actually
this
you've-
vine,
yeah, you
five-
flipped that back. There's
5 different shots.
yes.
And on these shots you have the grapes. And in the future, in weeks, 1 month. Eventually, if there is too many grapes, or if the grapes touch themselves, we might cut 1 or 2 on this.
Okay.
But you see already, this is a vine which has a good amount of grapes actually. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grapes.
Okay. And is there a magic number that would you normally go for about 5
There is not really
stalks?
magic numbers. The idea is to not have the grapes touching themselves, and that it's not too heavy also for the vine.
Okay.
But for example, if you look on this one, we have one grape.
Yes. Okay.
We can
And how old were these?
here we have 1 grape.
Yeah. Okay. And how old would these be?
These vines are 13 years old.
Okay. And these would be the grapes of the famous La Peira.
Yes.
Wow.
At this moment, yes.
Very impressive.
And because of the soil mostly, because the Syrah also is a grape variety which has to wait a bit less longer compared to other grape varieties to express itself.
Okay.
And our goal also by planting some Syrah next to it, it's that one day maybe they will enter into La Peira, and maybe they will even increase the quality of La Peira.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mike sells a wine from Australia. It's Shiraz grapes from 1843.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
The grapes are that old.
Yes, I see.
The Freedom Shiraz.
Yes.
No, after this on the vineyard we have, so the youngest vines that are in production are 11 years old, so that's 13, and we have Grenache, which the oldest are around 45 years old.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you do some.
have a mixture
Yeah.
of ages of vines which are very different.
Yeah. Okay.
Young vines which are just planted, which are not in production, old vines which are 45, 30 years old. Some others are, we have a lot around 25, 27 years old.
Okay.
What's the production of now at La Peira? I know I think it started very small production, but
The production
It's
of
still
La
small, I know.
Peira, so it depends of the quantity we get every year, but we do around 3,000 bottles on 2.5 hectare.
That's for the La Peira.
Yes,
That's tiny.
that's tiny. Yes.
Yeah. And how much of the La Flor would you produce then?
Last floor we produce around 5,500 bottles
Still
more or
tiny.
less.
Yeah.
So it's still tiny, yes.
Okay.
On the surface, which is larger actually, which is nearly 3 hectares.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's still a small enough area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. God, very impressive. Okay. So, and is this the winery behind me, or?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, very modest. So I'm looking forward to
Yes.
seeing what's inside here now.
So it's not, the building is not completely finished.
Yeah.
You can realize that.
Part of its charm.
But we have a technical building which is fine. For the moment we don't have places for receptions or offices.
Yeah.
But we take a bit more time on this. We prefer to improve on the vineyard.
It's all about the wine.
It's all about the wine.
Yes.
And for the moment I have my office at home. When we receive people, we receive them in the place where we make the wine.
Where it matters.
And nothing else.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's a lovely introduction.
Ça marche bien.
Okay.
Right.